Alright guys, we're back. Lone Wolf says, BaseTradeTV, no more scary commercials. I don't want to see the clown. I don't have control over what commercials you see. The only control we have as broadcasters is like when commercials play. So like, here's 2 minutes, press the button, and that's all we have control of. So if you're seeing super scary commercials, I'm really sorry guys. I don't have control over that. But looks like if this goes to Game 4, we'll finally get to see Acolyte, and I can finally share my weeb intro with the rest of the world out there. At this point, I'm going to stop hoping for it. I really don't know what the delay is for September going live, and I'm really sad that this is the case, but just so everyone's in the know of what's going on, because again, it's going to last until October 2nd. Anyone who subscribes to a channel brand new for the first time on Twitch, whether it's tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, they're going to get a 50% off deal, which is so cool that Twitch is doing this, because the broadcaster still gets the full value that they would normally get. You just pay less for it, which is awesome. That being said, even though there's no discount for today, and it totally sucks that that's the case, anyone who does subscribe, whether it's Prime or otherwise, new subscribers only, or upgraded subscribers from people who are already subscribed, will add money to the prize pool. We will match those subscribers with a dollar value equivalent to what you guys would give us from it. But Stephano didn't realize how King of the Hill works. And he didn't realize he had to play another game, so it took a little bit longer than expected. But we finally have everything done. Vetoes are sorted. It's HeroMarine versus Stephano coming up next. I've been using your fan arts for the tweets. I'm going to go tweet some more here in just a moment. So if you guys want to help us out on the BaseTradeTV Twitter, give us some of them retweets. But if you guys can't afford to sub, you can't afford to donate, and you don't care about our sponsors, at least consider hitting that follow button, because it's free. And that means that you won't be missing any StarCraft in time to come. But let's head under the sea for the millionth time today. See you guys in Abyssal Reef.
The Vespine is always greener in somebody else's base. You dream about blowing up theirs, but they have a real good race. Just look at the map around you, right here on Abyssal Reef. As ultras and links surround you, so make like a tree and leave. Under the sea, typing GG. Darling, it's better typing those letters, take it from me.
Game number 1 at a best of 5, and my voice is starting to give out. Here we are in the bottom right with the blue Zerg player Stephano, who has decided not to reclaim pink.
No, kind of surprising. Kind of surprising. Top left-hand side from Mouse Sports. It's HeroMarine. I always get so confused when I say Mouse Sports because it's just like they're still in StarCraft. Like,
yeah,
it always surprises me.
I was just gonna bring this up because some of the chat mentions it here. To be clear, guys, so the Subtember thing is a global thing. Like, anybody who subs to a channel will get the 50% discount. It got delayed. It was supposed to go live in like 2.5 hours ago. We don't know why. Twitch hasn't updated anything since. We don't know what's going on, unfortunately. So this event was made in hopes of getting some of that Subtember action before we left for Montreal. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that'll be the case, but that doesn't mean we still can't enjoy StarCraft, because the prize money's still here and the players are still walking away with some cash one way or the other. Again, each best of 5 is worth $100. And of course, there's the fan aspect too. If you guys want to win something today, we got a war chest code. Anybody is eligible to enter. All you got to do is submit your art to Team Liquid or tweet it at us with the hashtag Subtember Summit, and we will just be picking one at random. It doesn't have to be good. So if you don't have art skills, that's fine. Draw a block, write the word warty above it, that's fine. It just has to be related to today's cast.
Try to say I'm a block.
Well, I mean, we got pushed off of a mountain.
No, you pushed me off of a mountain. I don't think the fan art's been very kind to me so far, to be honest. I've been pushed off a mountain.
I don't know if I'd say that. It's like a love push, you know? A love tab.
The new one on Team Liquid's great.
Oh, should I go refresh? Is there something new now?
It's from Harry.
Yeah, that's what I was grimacing at earlier. I saw it. I saw it. Alright, I like the tweet and chat, but go hit that retweet, guys. Like I said, I'm using some of your fan art in our tweets today as well. Get that featured over there. Rifkin and MeUndies riding a pack of Zerglings up a hill. I'll take it. You might just get bonus points for that one, frankly.
Oh man. I'm really enjoying the fun off, I gotta say.
Stephano had a really good series versus Beastie. A lot of that had to do with mech, a lot of it had to do with timing. I do want to bring up this key point though, where HeroMarine has been like busting chops non-stop. You take a player as good as Nurchio, and HeroMarine's 3-0ing and 3-1ing him in 2 best-of-5s Corsair Cups back-to-back. Stephano is a good player, and maybe his aggression will be a little bit surprising, but I think if HeroMarine can handle Nurchio, he can handle Stephano. There's like no doubt in my mind.
That said, Stephano was commenting before the game started and was saying, "Did you enjoy our games today, HeroMarine?" And HeroMarine was like, haha, in the sense of, I don't think you did enjoy the games very much. So maybe Stephano's been having a pretty good day against him so far. So maybe see how it plays out in the tournament set.
All right, so Jacket EU is asking, hey guys, I want to subscribe, but I have to pay the same as usual. How do you think about this? Like I said, it's a month-long thing. It's starting late, but it's going to run till October. So really, honestly, if you're looking at a cheap sub as your priority, just wait. If you want to increase the prize pool today specifically for the players, then consider subscribing. But I got to be on the side of cost efficiency here, guys. We'll probably try and run another one of these later in the month to actually take advantage of it. Today was rushed out because we wanted to do something before DreamHack Montreal, or WCS Montreal. But keep in mind, again, whether you're subbing here or on Wardy's channel, both will count towards the prize pool. So tier 1 sub on Wardy if you're already subbed to BaseTradeTV, maybe consider vice versa. Doesn't matter. We'll put both sub counts towards the prize money today. And this is where you link your Twitch.
Okay. I was about to start casting StarCraft, but I'll link my Twitch instead.
You're on BaseTradeTV. What the fuck do you think we do here, man? Ain't nobody got time to talk about StarCraft. By the way, speaking of Jacket E, thank you for that new sub. That's going to send money right towards the prize pot for the king. I think our last guesstimate was about between $60 and $70. So it's a lot of extra.
I had a couple new people.
Cool. So probably closer to 80 or 90.
Jay Dennis. Yeah, we're making good progress. It's been good.
Well, this attack is also looking pretty good. I actually really like that he's left these as Hellions. There's no fast armory coming up behind it or anything like that. I think Hellions have a lot better maneuverability when you're just trying to control the creep. And Hellbats, obviously, I don't know, we've seen some weak attacks out of them today, so I don't have a lot of faith.
Yeah, I feel as though a lot of the times we've seen Hellbats today, they've done really nothing. I actually think the Zerg defense today has been pretty on point a lot of the time. Like, I mean, obviously we've seen when Zergs have played, they've generally kind of won, apart from kind of in the first series. So, yeah, like Bly, even when he did, his attacks failed, he was then very good at defending afterwards. And Stephano against BCQD, defense was pretty much the entirety of the series.
I really love how both of these just dealt with their detection problems, by the way. Like Raven for HeroMarine, and then a Spore Crawler walks forward to deal with the Widow Mine. That's kind of funny to see. Thank you, MLG Reckle, for the Twitch Prime sub as well. That's also, again, Prime subs are just as good, guys. Any new subs whatsoever will add to the prize pool today. Hellion's going to get some blasts off on these Lings. Unfortunately, though, they're not quite getting the shots they need to line up for this. There we go. The Marine's coming out. He cleans this up.
They're getting there eventually, but I mean, if the Queen's pushing forwards and getting the creep spread back, that's what Stephano really wants. Like, he wants to be able to creep spread out. He wants to keep this going. He's taking the 4th base behind this one. HeroMarine's also set up a 3rd CC in position, so all together here, both players are just trading out, and as Stephano hits into lair tech, he's going to go into, I imagine, probably the. I kind of feel like the Hydrogen again. Like, he's got Lings, he's getting a Baneling Nest, and he's got missile upgrades. So obviously, there's something missing. What you're going to use the missile upgrades on? Hydras become the very obvious choice.
I'm really sad. I'm like that lone guy in a strip club, just like throwing out ones all by myself. No one else is helping me make it rain. Dance, just dance for me.
It's okay. I'm here, man. It's really good at raining.
Yo, thank you, Carefree Rogue, for the 100 bits. Dealing some damage to the boss.
Chunking away. Still his attack from HeroMarine. Relentless pressure. Just ever fully backed away.
Oh, these Banelings. They don't have speed, but there's a lot of them. So this is still... HeroMarine has to be very careful.
Yeah, he has to be... Well, HeroMarine's doing it right? He's like just pushing back the creep. He's not allowing Stephano to get the middle map control that he wants. Well, not actually losing too much. I kind of like what HeroMarine's doing. He's working well.
Tumors are always nice. This is the beauty of these Ravens too. Like HeroMarine's not had to, like having not burned any scans. I'm actually gonna take the income grab. It's all been mules, pure mules, and even then, whoa, Stephano's still killing them on income though. 70 drones is nice. But with all the mules mining, maybe he'll catch up. Tanks on the way behind this too. There's a lot of positions on Abyssal Reef where you can use tanks to deny a lot of mining without overcommitting, and man, Stephano's done such a good job with creep spread that even when it's cleaned up, he's able to bandage it so quickly.
Yeah. It's actually been really crazy. It's actually scary because you imagine HeroMarine isn't applying this much pressure. Can you imagine how far forwards the creep would be? It would be like over halfway across the map, approaching the third base of HeroMarine. So, kind of good for HeroMarine's gonna clean up creep, right? HeroMarine pushing forward with a larger fight now, a larger army now. Stephano's so far ahead on the 2-2 though. If he fights with that against 1-1, well, that could be a big advantage to him with all of those Hydras that are popping out.
Yeah, but the timing's just barely off, and HeroMarine might push in. I guess he does still have to tear through the rocks, so I think he'll have. I think Stephano will have time to get those upgrades. Of course, you don't really need upgrades on the Bailings. Armor's always nice, but they'll just roll in and explode everything. +1 or +3, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we've seen the. Well, 2-2, it really is crazy how far ahead he's on 2-2. Usually as the Terran we always talk about being like so far ahead on upgrades. You see a Queen getting picked off there. And Marines are slowly pushing forward. A few Banes will gently try and roll in. Stephano just finding a little bit of time. Really wants that +2 attack, and apparently this is time. Here we go. Banes are going to start rolling in. The Hydra's already popped up. And the flank! Oh my god.
The flank is going to crush it, and HeroMarine is going to fall apart. Hydra's still pushing for the right side, too. Weren't even killed by the tanks. Medivacs are gone. Marines are easy to clean up, and Stephano now leading with almost 3 times the army supply. Those upgrades were quintessential to the victory.
I mean, what is it with Stephano today? He's just like, oh, a Terran player? Cool. I'll just, you know, kill him with Bling Bane Hydra at about the 10-minute mark.
Stephano's like, oh, another $100. Easy peasy, man.
he's like, can we change the laser to another Terran player, please? Cool, thanks. Thumbs up. Appreciate it.
Look, I'm not saying Stephano does drugs, guys, but with the money from today, he'll be able to.
I mean, he's going... It's crazy, man. Like, this was so well set up for him, to be fair, though. I mean, we sort of joking around, but, like, he did it right. For the upgrades, he got the flank. I mean, it was the perfect fight for him when it came to it.
The flank was like the biggest part of that. If he had just the same army had fought head on, I think he would have taken a lot more damage from the tanks. Now, granted, HeroMarine stabilizes here. It's not over yet, and we're making all these jokes, but with Stephano having chitinous plating +3 and soon to be ultras coming out, things are looking worse and worse for HeroMarine because he's nowhere close to Marauder production. He's nowhere close to Ghost production. He's not really got anything to deal with the ultras, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? You get cleaned up like that, and you have to sort of pull back home and rebuild and just make sure you don't die instantly. So a tech switch from the Zerg players just continue to tech up becomes even more difficult to deal with than it usually is already.
I'm very glad someone got the H3 reference there, by the way. The matter of law.
The what reference?
H3, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm so behind.
You disgust me, Wardy. Do you even know who Jake Paul is? Can you watch the internet just once? Go read a book.
I like watching stuff. I like the
for that Reddit thread. I was just dabbing on the haters, dude. That's how I dealt with it.
just got no words.
Wardy doesn't.
I do know.
He doesn't have patience for my memes.
I mean, I have patience for them. I'm just not very good at joining in on that.
Fair enough. Neither Zombie Grub. I'm used to it. Oh, it feels bad, man. All right, more creep spray cleaned up, but the problem is Stephano has regularly been replacing these tumors that go down. You guys got to consider, I wish there was a counter because there's not how many creep tumors have died this game, and yet almost no creep spread has receded. Stephano has regularly had control of the front lines. This, to me, is so much more impressive than his flank or any other engagement. His map control is just insane. He comes in for the top right, might be a little bit too funneled in, but he's got that flank once again. Blinding Cloud at the top of the Marines, and this army is concaving on top of the tanks. However, maybe the tanks are good? It's going to be close. Hydra's coming from the right side, pushing in. Blinding Cloud's now on top of those tanks, but the bio is just barely enough to even it up.
Stephano messed up with his Vipers. The first one came in, got shot down without doing anything. Then the second one sort of like panic clouded on top of really like a couple of Marines. It should have really been aiming for the tanks to minimize the damage there, but he just wasn't able to do it. So here we are now, and Stephano, he didn't lose that fight badly because the Ultras were still in play and there wasn't really a counter to Ultras that, you know, to a high extent, to a large extent. But it definitely allowed HeroMarine to kind of set up again and maybe, you know, get a bit of momentum back on his side to keep this rolling.
Yo, by the way, shout out to Batty Indian for the $4.99 brand new sub. Gonna add some money to that King's pot. Thank you so much for joining the Base Trade Brigade. Of course, benefits to subs are pretty typical stuff, guys. You get the emotes and blah, 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 but we do send replay packs from all the tournaments we cast. So if you're a StarCraft fan, the only way to get the replays from today's tournament is going to be checking your inbox as a subscriber a little bit later today.
They give replay packs too. You get some of the best players in the world.
Nobody cares, Wardy. Shut up.
What? I'm trying to help you solve things.
I'm just kidding. Don't forget to sub to Wardy's channel too if you guys want to help increase that prize pool for the players.
You also get replay packs on my channel. It's insane. It's
wow.
mental.
Replay packs everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you give out PUBG coaching yet? Is that a subscriber option? I'll sub to you right now.
If I do PUBG coaching. Sometimes you can't coach the guy that just doesn't know how to aim, mate.
Sad but true. I'm not that guy though, Wardy. Oh, the SCVs get pulled right to the banelings. Massive hits. 28 workers die. And of course, some Hydras picking these guys off too. HeroMarine's now forced to just kind of all in. I don't think there's a recovery plan from this. Down to 20 SCVs. Mules are good guys, but they're not that good.
No, they are not. HeroMarine has this one arm to try and break it, but obviously even if he does start to make progress, Stephano's got rebuilding, remaxing and rebuilding opportunities where he will be able to just come in and fight this again, and he's just being so patient because time is on his side, and he very much so knows it right.
People are trying to decipher whether I'm rude. Definitely. Fuck Wardy. I hate this kid.
Fuck BaseTrade, man. I've never seen a channel on Twitch in my life. Insane. You know what?
Stephano is getting about as destroyed as your viewer count when you go live, Wardy. I mean, beast this shit. I mean, HeroMarine's getting destroyed. I screwed it up. No!
Oh, HeroMarine. God, about as destroyed as your attempted pun, mate.
Yes, there you go. Fucking nailed me to the wall, Wardy. All right, game number 1 goes to Stephano, and I gotta say, that was like just magnificent. Like his engagements, the way he was controlling everything, the creep spread. Guys, I think I'm in love with Stephano. I wasn't around like playing hardcore or casting anything when he was like at his prime. I just know of the legend of Stephano. But yo, I think I love Stephano, guys.
Love it. Not quite first sight, but slightly later sight.
Yeah, I'm falling in love with Madonna, not in her prime, but at the end of her life.
Oh, what are you trying to say about Stephano?
Well, I mean, because the thing is, he's already like he went from being pro to like quote unquote retired, right? So it's like sorry, past the prime type thing.
I get it.
By the way, thank you to SOTR Games as well as Stuve for the new subs, adding money to that prize pool for the players. Istaroon comes back for 35 months to say also through yours. Thank you very much, dude. Glad to see you sticking around. Passive Crimes as well hits 38 months. And I don't know how to say a lot of the subscribers' names that have subbed today, so I'm really sorry to everyone I've messed up your name for. But also, thank you to Take Hat den Kleinen Pullermann. That's the best I'm gonna do with that one. And I think that should catch us up on subs, guys. So again, thank you everybody who's joined in. And let's hop to Mac Depot. We'll see you guys here in game. People trying to drop some knowledge bombs about Stephano in chat. Guys, I know about Stephano and his history. What I was saying was, like, I wasn't there as the fan. I wasn't there as, like, the cast or anything when he was doing those things. So I didn't get to ride that hype train. And I feel like that last game, dude. Oh, man, that last game was good. And normally I hate Zerg too, so it's saying something, but it's map 2 in the bottom left here for the Subtember Feels Bad Man, not Subtember Summit. It's HeroMarine.
Can he summon Subtember? Stephano.
I like the idea, like, Stephano is just so good in the game that they launched Subtember to celebrate it because they want to give him more money through subscribers. The Massive Man, thank you for the $4.99 sub, dude. Once again, gonna add some money to the prize. Well, then same with Alien 11111111222222222. Both brand new subs. Welcome to the Base Trade Brigade.
Was that the exact right number of letters?
I'm gonna be honest. I was reading and hoping that it was, but. Yo, you.
No, I'm not gonna try and do it myself. I'm just wondering. I wanted to wonder what your commitment was.
I like this. If we do another Subtember this month, call it the Subtember Summit sequel. I like it, guys.
Wow. Is it really a sequel when the first one wasn't actually Subtember?
Shh.
Subtember 2. The Subtember. You could call it the Subtember Summit. The actual. Alright, I fucked up. Never mind. Like
no, just call it the actual Subtember Summit.
Subtember Summit. Yeah.
Wrong number of ones. Did someone count that? Whatever.
Subtember Summit. Brackets. We hope this time it's actually real. I promise. ... Oh man. Love it. You know, I really thought as well, I was like, man, I really hope Twitch launches it on time, but I didn't want to say anything to jinx it. But now with my thoughts jinxed it, man.
Well, you know what? Again, like, this was, you know what? Fuck it. Even if Subtember wasn't a thing, this was still, like, a really fun amount of games today. Like, I am shocked at how good these super casual best of 5s, best of 3s have been. So I say that without any, there's no like fake hype here. These have actually been some surprisingly good games today. And on top of this, like, I was a little worried because we had no Protoss. Would it be really bland watching TVZ? But I think every TVZ and TVT, like, no two games were the same today.
No. Well, I guess Stephano kind of beat BCQD with some similar attacks for the first 2 games.
Well, keep in mind, guys, the next and last best of 5 after this will be versus a laser. And I believe we only have a little bit. I don't actually know when our time on front page runs out, but for those who have joined us from the front page, it's been nice having you guys. I hope you hit that follow button. I hope you watch the rest of the tournament, but I think we only had it until 2 o'clock, so it should be soonish. But either way, it was so sick seeing so many new people come to the channel for this. But I'm talking like it's over. Like I said, we still got at least like maybe an hour left of the cast, especially considering how long these games here might even go. But oh yeah. Yeah, HeroMarine, I believe entirely has the capability to come back, but after watching that first game with Stephano, I believe in Stephano.
Yeah, he played so well in the first game as well, because usually I would say HeroMarine, but I think because of the way Stephano was taunting him a bit and the way HeroMarine responded before this series, I actually feel Stephano just because of it, and then that game to back it up. Yeah, I feel it.
Well, we'll find out through the course of this game. Of course, HeroMarine is not playing mech. This actually saddens me a little bit because if you guys don't know, he did mech it happen versus Nerchio in a pretty awesome Corsair Cup finals. I wasn't casting it, but while I was at PAX, I was sitting on a friend's couch and we were watching it on the TV together. And HeroMarine, while he is choosing to play Bio, plays mech very well. And I was kind of hoping to see some more variety, but Bio is a pretty staple way to play the game. And I don't think there's a lot of complaints to be said about a player who plays Bio well.
I mean, in my opinion, Bio TVZ is the best. I love it.
I'm not of that persuasion. Okay.
Best. This is like a completely U level fan art actually on the Team Liquid thread.
Oh, is there? Hang on, I gotta refresh.
Completely U level.
The Subtember Bear. I like
The
that they signatured
Subtember.
it. It's by Harold, age 32. This reminds me of like that picture Fry paints in Futurama. You see it in the background. It's like Philip J. Fry. It's like a kid's drawing, age 25 or whatever. Oh, that's so good. Of course, I know that we've been saying to submit stuff on Twitter if you don't want to use Team Liquid, but we'll have to check those afterwards, guys, because I don't want to go sorting through hashtags in the middle of the cast. But keep in mind, it's all random for who wins. There is no best. It's just going to be us taking the names of the people who submitted art and picking one at random for that war chest code. So you as the viewer, you as the fan, you can still get in on this. The cutoff time is just simply the end of the broadcast today.
Which is an entire best of 5 and more ways. So you guys got time to really create some Mona Lisas of the StarCraft world, honestly.
Yeah, Mona Lisa's, that's one way to put it.
I mean, with the quality of work we've seen so far, you're gonna have to crack something out, even though it's random drawing.
You know, at this rate, if Stephano wins, we can just give him it to go hang in the Louvre for us.
Exactly.
Or Wardy can hang it in the loo for us. Because dialect.
Whoa, you took a British word and put it into a joke. Mental. Can't believe it. This drop, Baneland Nest is gonna go down, I think.
Oh wow, that's gonna cut out speed too.
Oh no!
Oh, there we go, he gets it. Totally worth.
For a moment, I thought you wouldn't. I thought he was backing away too early. But yeah, definitely worth. Slows down Bane speed, and that's massive for Zek.
He sure put the Baneland Nest in the wheelie bin.
I don't even know what you're saying, Canada. Apart from like, sorry. Like,
You know, there's some Canadianisms I didn't realize until we talked about this in a previous cast, but
yeah, we did, didn't we? I remember that now.
There's also, I've learned more since then. Like, I didn't know that there's a different, like, I've always known them as traffic cones, but apparently traffic pylons are a thing, and I'm like,
traffic pylons? What?
yeah, I'm like, what? Like, well, I don't know if they call them traffic pylons, maybe they just call them pylons, but like, you know, the orange cones or whatever.
Yeah, traffic cones.
Yeah, who calls them pylons? Apparently that's a thing, though, I learned.
Traffic.
No. This attack to the south almost gets caught by those Hydras, by the way, so running out of this, very dangerous and a close call for HeroMarine, as he continues to also skirt the northern side of the map.
Yeah, just dropping around while he waits for like the larger 2-2 push to be ready to go. Obviously, the more damage you do with the drops while retaining them means you're in a better position for that 2-2 push a little bit later on, so...
The Artosis traffic cone. Who's that in the chat? Rubags, you tickled my funny bone, my man.
Next time I see a random traffic go somewhere, I'm gonna send
just take
you
a marker out, write Artosis on it, and take a picture.
Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna
And
get so much karma for doing that, like...
And put it on Twitter, no one's gonna understand anything, because it just doesn't make sense, because no one calls them pylon.
Well, apparently people in chat do, dude, as we're learning, so like it's so weird, right? I also learned, okay, I don't know if we've talked about this one, the word D-E-C-A-L. How do you pronounce that? Like that? Okay, so apparently, and I thought this was a Canadian thing, it's only a West Coast Canada thing to call it a decal.
Decal?
It makes more sense to pronounce it as decal. There's no like accent aigu over the E to make it a decal.
It's not even that, it's just the fact that it sounds funny, decal. Sounds like a coin or something, I don't know. Anyways, big fight comes in from Stephano, who's been set up into this Ling Bane Hydra defense for quite a while. He does try and come around the left at the same time. The Banes have crashed in already. And the question is there enough Hydras left over? 2-2 against 1-1 at the moment for the Terran player, though, and that's for HeroMarine. Still not enough.
This almost got close enough to fight. Like, seriously, a handful of Marines more, a better Widowmine shot, and this could have gone in HeroMarine's favor, but Stephano really started to snowball at the end of that. This is such a cool way to play, though. I mean, it's standard. Stephano's really not doing anything out of the ordinary. His hive timing is great. His Hydras are out at appropriate times. And poor HeroMarine, he's playing this style that, like, okay, drops are getting shut down, so he's going to parade push, but if you parade push and you have a flank open, Stephano's going to take advantage of it every time. And we witnessed that happen once again just now. So sick. Stephano has such good map presence. I know when a lot of people talk about Stephano in the past, like, oh, he innovated roaches and like this, that, and the other. I don't know if he's always been like this, but his map presence has been more impressive to me than some of the Koreans we've even seen play.
Yeah, he's really been very, very on top of everything today, right? Like, he's all over the place. Creep is great. He doesn't let like a single drop kind of slip him by. I mean, that one in the main base, which picked off the bane nest, he was still on the way towards it when he picked off the bane nest, right? He got lings there still pretty quickly. So it's been pretty... He's been killing it. Yeah, I agree with what you were saying. He's been very impressive.
And of course, without even bringing it up, we note the creep spread on the map too. HeroMarine has got to be so like disheartened after spending a whole game cleaning it up in Abyssal Reef to see none of it disappear. I'm not surprised he's not going out of his way to do it this game, but he does have to take fights away from creep to maximize his chance to actually win these engagements.
But how do you fight away from creep though when the creep's everywhere, right? Like, how do you like that's the issue. I mean, I know that's sort of the point you're making.
Planetaries in the middle of the map saying no.
I mean, like, it gets ridiculous, but at this point, I think from HeroMarine, you can't just keep playing aggressive bio. I think you have to back away and play sort of the slower style of massing up the Liberators a little bit and really playing the later TV.
Right, I'm thinking back to Clem's game earlier, as clunky and awkward as it was versus Zervos. 28 Liberators looked unstoppable. No Hydras, no Vipers, nothing was touching that, right? So maybe that is the course of action for HeroMarine to not get too aggro, not take fights he doesn't need to, but right now he catches the tail end of a lot of Hydras and gets a couple of free kills.
Marine just trying to get what he can. The thing is, Stephano just has, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. He's so comfortably set up in terms of economy, 80 drones, so he's happy to keep trading, like a fight here, a fight there. Right now, he won't want to fight until Kindness Plating is done and a couple of Ultras pop out, but after that, he's ready to keep on fighting and, rebuilding so quickly and so easily. Libs are starting to gather together, and HeroMarine has kind of found his way, kind of a little hole in the creep spread.
So we don't see enough games of Mech Depot for me to ask this normally, but are you losing frames here? Like I'm actually getting some frame drops from these engagements.
I lose frames on Mech Depot and on Odyssey.
Ah, okay. I'm just making sure it's not me being crazy here, but this engagement goes really well for Stephano on the right side. The flank gets destroyed though, and if HeroMarine can clean this up and then Concave on the top side, this might be okay, but Blinding Clouds are cutting out a lot of his damage, and chasing is proving to be difficult, especially again with the safety of creep spread.
Also, his fourth base is on it was on like 5 HP.
Yeah, I was about to point out, I thought like it was glitched for a second, then I clicked it.
Yeah, it was very low. It will fall here.
Diciotti, by the way, saying he donated to GatherBot, but I can't actually get the GatherBot site to work, so maybe it's just down right now, dude. If you want to just let me know how much you threw in chat, I could just shout you out like that. It goes. But Liberators are set up. Unfortunately, Lings are soaking a lot of the damage, and with no focus fire from the Liberators, they're not hitting a lot of the Hydras. The Ultras are killing the Marauders. If those go down, there's nothing to kite. And HeroMarine's army, it's not gone, but it's small.
It is disappearing, and Stephano, I sort of felt like this was a bit of a desperation fight, because he's going in with like one Viper, one Abduct on it, but then he actually just crushes it anyway. The Hydras are able to get on top of the Liberators and able to work their way through and just able to do so much.
Oh shit. We just got a tier 3 sub, by the way, so that's going to add a huge chunk of money to the prize pool today. From Nathanius Scriber, or Nathanius Transcriber, excuse me. I don't even want to know what the job entails. But shout out for the tier 3 sub. That's going to add a huge chunk of change to the prize pool. I'm going to guesstimate. We'll check the math afterwards, but I think that means we're up to probably closer to $100 now at least for the bonus pot at the end.
Yeah, seems about right.
That's so awesome. And this is without the Subtember bonus. I'm so sad. We probably would have had like a flood of people. It would have been so sick. But you know what? 4K viewers enjoying StarCraft 2, I will take it. Even if it's our last few moments on the front page. Again, thank you guys for joining us today. But we still have the rest of this best of 5 and another best of 5 afterwards. So I hope you consider coming to join us on the channel and maybe even hit that follow button. However, as things did take a bit of a breather here, HeroMarine and Stephano were both able to max out once again. And what's more impressive to me out of this, nobody has a bank. Everyone's had to spend so much money recovering this game. So these deflections, these fights, they've been so much better, even though it looks so much worse for HeroMarine. That being said, Thanos collide in, Liberators unsieged from those Abducts, and oh, this is quite rough for those Hydras.
Those Ultras, though, are just brute forcing their way at the front, and again, it's HeroMarine comes out of a 540 supply down or something. Man, the thing is as well, like you were saying, these fights keep going on, and neither of them have a bank, yet both of them are keeping themselves good on economy. 70 workers, they're taking the new bases as they need them. You know, we're never in a situation here where Stephano's like, oh god, I have nowhere to mine from, and so all of a sudden he can't build up again. everyone's just, you know, they're both just keeping on top of everything they have to here.
Well, I think one of the concerns I have for this is when you look at the income graph, right? This should be Stephano being able to throw away more money at HeroMarine to do damage. But the fact that it's even resources lost tells me that Stephano's not been able to use that money advantage. He's not been able to bully his way with cash. And that's a good thing for HeroMarine, not such a good thing for Stephano. Even though, again, everything here says they're even, that's not quite the case. That being said, though, HeroMarine's army has been crushed in almost every single big fight, and he's been the one to fall back, not Stephano. So maybe one of these fights gives that just enough level of momentum to push through. Down here, there's a planetary. I don't know if this will hold up. He does not have building armor.
Against like all these Hydras, not a second chance. Like, he's not got anything nearby. So many workers going down too, and Stephano just chunking away at some of that economy that has looked good for HeroMarine throughout. A Liberator gets picked off as well. Stephano's just really starting to run amok here. Game number 2, man, if Stephano goes 2-up, this really isn't what I was expecting at first.
No, I mean, HeroMarine early on was shut down with drops, so he's not been able to pull any sneaky moves off. His parade pushes down the middle of the map have been met with flanks and blinding clouds. I really, if I'm him, I'm scratching my head, like, how do I hurt this Zerg? He does not bleed!
How do you hit this Zerg, though? I mean, it's a pretty good question, like, I feel as though every time he starts to get set up to fight, he then ends up taking a fight, which just completely resets any progress he's made. Like, he loses all his Liberators or something.
You know, I wonder... It's been brought up in chat, and this has been discussed before, but I wonder at what point Ghosts, not for snipes, but even EMPs on the Vipers would be worthwhile. Because these Abducts unseashing the Liberators are removing so much damage potential for HeroMarine.
Yeah, he's losing out so much. And look at that, a Blind Cloud as well, just met the AI of the bio there for a few seconds, meaning the extra Ultra 2 stays alive. And again, Stephano, well, you can really see it now. You said Stephano feels like he's the guy that should have money to throw at HeroMarine, yet HeroMarine's the one that's losing the fights. And now that's becoming visible in terms of the bank. Stephano is 2k, 2k here. HeroMarine's drained and not even max.
You know, there's a little bit more to this too, with Liberator range finally coming into play. This means maybe they get a shot off when they otherwise wouldn't. This means the Vipers have to dive in further to grab them, putting them more at risk that Marines might snipe them off. And of course, this Liberator count is getting insane. Currently 5 being produced at a time, gonna make it 15. I mean, again, Clem's number earlier was 28. That was the insane, looks broken amount of Liberators, and we're kind of heading that direction.
Stephano have a Spire? He does. So he's got the option to make Corruptors if he feels he needs them. Obviously, so far, doesn't feel as though he needs them. Otherwise, I'm sure he'd have got them into his composition already. Is well, an attack set up to the northern side. There's also that attack currently setting up over to the south, going into that base again. This time it's an orbital, not a planetary. And the SCV's turn to try and protect it. And now he just loses everything instead of only the CC.
That was his main, too. Let's be clear about something, though, guys. HeroMarine actually has an army that's good enough to push through to win the game, potentially. But he doesn't have much Remax potential, having lost 2 bases back-to-back like this. This Liberator leapfrog, I love it. It looks so devastatingly scary to see as well. And it's just, the beauty in numbers is that there's not going to be enough Abducts to actually grab every single Liberator. At most, you can grab half of them.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? And we saw getting to that point of the question we asked ourselves in the first use of the day. When do you parasitic bomb rather than abducting? Like, when do you actually just try to fight these straight up? It looks as though he's just going to go abduct. Well, he's got a lot of Vipers. I mean, the Hydras just keep getting rid of them so quickly that it is working out. And again, Stephano's the player who is barely budging into fly. Oh my god! Yeah, you saw what I saw.
Yeah, you kind of forget they've got an anti-air mode. It's so weak. It's used so not often. Like, regardless, though, GG. It's Stephano up 2-0 over HeroMarine. Wow,
that was crazy. Stephano is just absolutely butchering HeroMarine right now. Like, these games aren't, like, HeroMarine's making it last a while, but there's no moments in these games where I'm like, oh god, here, you know, Stephano's in trouble here. This is HeroMarine's opportunity. It's just Stephano winning every single fight, and HeroMarine points to staying alive, but he's not doing anything to win past staying alive.
Yeah, again, loving Stephano in the series, guys. We're going to hit up a small commercial break, though, before we hop into the next game. Third map will be Interloper coming up in a moment. By the way, again, thank you, Diasodi, for the $50 from earlier. Again, I don't know why GatherBot's all messed up, but that's a really generous, awesome amount to see. So thank you very much, dude, and we'll see you guys here soon. All right, folks, we're at game number 3. And it is possibly his last life. Here in the bottom right corner, we've got the Red Terran, HeroMarine.
Top left, currently yet to drop a map. It's Stephano in blue.
All right, Stephano, of course, already has $100 in his pocket, looking to take game 3, maybe make that $200. But we got some awesome fan art I want to go over while we're just getting to the start of the game, guys. So here's the bear one we talked about earlier. Then someone actually sketched out a pretty cool detail one, like we're on top of a volcano or something. But for some reason, I have my arm in a cast, even though Wardy broke his, or I don't know what the...
It's a sign of things to come.
But I love it. We got another sub, and that's pretty much how the day's been. We got some awesome MS Paint art coming in from Terminator, and then Aljanar with another submission. Do you dare climb the Subtember Summit? Again, it doesn't have to be good art, but some of this art is actually sick. Regardless, though, there are some on Twitter we haven't checked yet. I apologize for that, because I hate starting hashtags, and we'll do it when the cast is done. But if you guys are wondering why we're showing off fan art, you can win a War Code chest for StarCraft 2. All races fully unlocked. All you got to do is submit some art, whether it's through Twitter, hashtagging Subtember Summit, or whether you just want to post it on Team Liquid. We're not picking favorites. We're not picking bests. We're just picking randomly. We also did math during the break, and currently the Subtember prize pot for the king, the side pot, is at $92 with 30 regular subs, 1 tier 2 and 1 tier 3 sub making up that prize pot. That's super duper cool. And of course we got some resubs coming in. Thank you Hijima, as well as Flying Sheepman says, got my Partoof today. It's pretty cool. Can I get another one? Tap my nose and say no, but maybe. Might have some stuff to talk about. I don't want to spoil. Flying Sheepman says 21 months. And then Hamel Camel, thank you for the 16 months. Cripes, I'm pretty sure I forgot to claim my Partoof. But don't worry, you still can. Make sure to make it rain in chat, guys, for all these subs. But, hey, Stephano's doing that thing that has been tilting all the Terrans today. Good thing HeroMarine left a Reaper at home.
Yeah, he's continuing to make Zerglings as well. I don't know. How aggressive is he going to be? Like, do you see how many little lings he's making? And he's still making them.
On the hot scale, I'm at 10, baby.
Stephano. A bit cheeky.
Yeah, this is kind of like... He did cut workers this time. The last time he did this, it was funny and cool because he didn't really sacrifice a lot to kill a lot. This time, like, okay, he'll deal with the Reaper. Speed's done. He can actually get on top of this now. Is it worth how many he's... Like, he's fully all in with this. Am I watching Stephano or No Regret right now?
He really wants to cancel the CC. Obviously, it's a big gamble, big roll of the dice. SCVs will pull down as we're going to be seeing Reaper the Hellion being pulled. Well, kind of sat. It's so hard to say. I think the Hellion's going to go down. If the Hellion goes down,
oh wow,
only a Reaper to protect the Marine too, but you know, so low HP.
Command Center may or may not die here, but the fact that it's been stalled out means it's not becoming an orbital. Time is lost, energy's wasted, mules are essentially denied through this, and this is, it's snowballing really hard. It's not winning him the game, but now he has a worker lead. He can stabilize and play off of this. He's taking a third base. Stephano's aggression is really paying off right now.
Yeah, the 7 workers killed. I was thinking like he has to try and cancel the CC, but with the damage he has done, it's been more than enough for now. As we see him come back in once that last Hellion kill doesn't quite get it. I mean, HeroMarine some good kind of crisis management to kind of make sure he does keep the CC alive by pulling the SCVs in, but again, Stephano definitely finds some damage there that HeroMarine wasn't expecting to have to deal with.
Got 47 in this chat asking, where's the art at? Of course, for those who don't know, 47ness has done like the sickest fan art we've ever seen of all time. Just on Team Liquid, dude. You want to throw a sketch up in there? Enter the drawing? Please do.
Oh, Mike just pulled out.
These are not going to do too much to this hatchery. The Marines might actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of an annoying push. A few seconds on the way out. I mean, at the very least, it's going to slow Stephano from drawing because it's going to force units. And, you know, a couple of Hellions if some Marines put in bind. It is kind of a bit more, you know, annoying than usual. That small difference of a few Marines is actually already kind of making life difficult for Stephano here. Nice around the Marines, though, to get rid of those back.
Well, with the base being alive, it's good for Stephano, but here comes the Banshee. The spores aren't done, and this is some nice payback for that early game damage.
Yeah, Banshee's really actually racking up the kills. 33 to 30 works. Stephano goes for around on the Hellions, and dancing, they're jiving, and now they're surviving.
I'm actually super impressed, A, with your rhyming skills, but secondly, HeroMarine was microing the Banshee while this was going on.
Yeah.
So he skirted around the outside of the Spore Crawler, he got 6 more kills, and the Hellions were microed well enough to live. Like, this is some sick moves out of HeroMarine. This guy just broke it down on the dance floor.
Yeah, he's really kind of killing it right now. And Stephano, his early game was strong, his super early game was strong, but now it's starting to fall apart a little bit. This is the first time we've really seen Stephano not defending, not deflecting attacks back to back very easily. It's the first time I think we've seen him really struggle so far in the TVZs today. Stem starts up from HeroMarine behind this as well, getting ready for his mid-game.
I just got the sweetest text from a gal. It's so warm in BC, and there's been so much smog from the forest fires, it's making it worse than ever. But I've got AC, Wardy. Suddenly, Rifkin's the popular kid. Hey.
Wow, check you out.
I know, be super jealous. I get to not hang out with them while they enjoy my AC while I pack and prepare for Montreal. Feels bad, man. The eggs are even dying. Just the residual splash damage here. He's not even able to get these reinforcements out. The hatchery goes down, and those Banshees are still trucking from earlier. This is actually pretty ridiculous. I feel like HeroMarine, it's not snowballed yet, but he's getting to that point. This could be over very soon.
He's really going for the approach of, let's not let Stephano get to that composition which just kills me every time. I mean, Stephano's taking so much damage here, it's going to be difficult for him to recover into a later stage of this game. As, I mean, Hellbats are slowly getting picked off, the Queens are microing their hearts out to stay alive, but he's on 2 bases, and in the main base there's even a Banshee moving around and harassing as well.
Yeah, killing the 3rd base I think was more than enough damage to justify this. I don't like, he threw away maybe a little bit much towards the end there, but he still pulled mining off. He still killed some more drones. I mean, HeroMarine has kept Stephano also in check and not letting him get to 70 workers. I mean, look at that income graph too. This game has been the best game of the series so far for HeroMarine. We'll see if he can capitalize on the damage he's done. I thought with his the losses around that command center earlier, he might have been like on tilt, you know, make mistakes because of this, but damn, that was good play. And his Banshee control has just been top notch.
Yeah, it's the fact that he was again microing those Hellions and the Banshee, just making the most of all his units, just helped him to just gain these small advantages, which are now building up into large advantages, such as having picked off the 3rd base of Stephano. Now Stephano, again, he's going to have to really claw his way back into this, and I don't know. Like, well, I mean, I guess he can just try and play normally, but does that really do enough for him?
By the way, hello Zergling, a few minutes ago, we just had nonstop action, guys. $10 got thrown our way to say so much awesomeness. Here's a little Ace M for the casters. Ace 1, Wardy Hype, Ace 2. Yeah, well, we give Wardy some of the bucks from today, guys. Of course, we're trying to cultivate subscribers and all that, but, you know, I talked to him. I told him we'd pay him for his time here, so it's any extra donations you want to go towards Wardy, just let me know. Not a problem. He needs it. His wrist is broken, guys.
I need. He needs
to hire somebody to jerk him off. He can't do it. Oh, sorry. I mean, he needs food. Or wait, what? Oh,
I need the taxi to the wrist clinic thing.
I need the taxi to the wrist brothel. I mean, clinic.
Oh,
actually, I forget. Was it your dominant hand or your not dominant hand that got broken?
My non-dominant hand. That's really hard to say. Non-dominant.
Non-dominant? No, it's not.
Yeah. Non-dominant. Yeah, it is. It's getting. I go non-dominant instead of non-dominant.
Yeah, I want to give you more crap for this, but I can't say. You know, Vietnam.
Vietnam. Yeah.
I can't put ease on the end of that word without stuttering for some reason. It's like a brain fart.
Vietnamese.
I cannot do that. I cannot fluidly do it. I can subconsciously do it sometimes, but not consistent enough. But anyways, doesn't matter. We got a big attack up here to the right. There's some Hydras out. There's some Banlings out. The auto turrets came down a little bit early. I'm actually a bit worried about that. This could have been used to help soak up some of the Banling hits.
Yeah.
Great job though, and that tank still stands. Hydras maybe not for long, but a lot of transfuses from these queens are extending the life of the Hydras. Is it enough though?
Stephano's just gonna push this back, but he's still. I mean, is he even gonna push this back? I thought he was. Yeah. This Banshee's gonna be a hero in this guy. This Banshee, 16 kills on it, by the way.
What a beast!
Absolute hero. Absolute hero so far.
Stephano's still hurting on the worker count too. Not because he's lost a lot more, but he just hasn't been able to afford to drone. He's had to make army units. He's had to make Hydralisks.
Yeah, these are all repercussions from just earlier in the game where Stephano lost that third hatchery. He took damage from those attacks of HeroMarine. He fell behind. And again, at this point now, it really is this. He still is sat behind, right? He's still trailing, and he's, you know, it's difficult to get back in the game from that position as the Zerg unless you do some miraculous run bys. And we've not seen Stephano doing anything like that. He's just tried a macro, and HeroMarine did the exact same. And obviously, when they're so evenly matched, the macro doesn't exactly go one way. HeroMarine puts himself in the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's not going to go down without a fight. I feel really bad, though, guys, because this tournament was meant to be completely over 17 minutes ago. And like we said, we got one last best of 5 after this still. But HeroMarine gets a chance to play out as we'll go to game 4. And oh, this means Acolyte! We finally get to be weebs! We finally get to be weebs to literally thousands of people. I'm so excited.
Okay, I'm going to turn my stream sound on to hear this.
Oh, have you not seen the intro?
I can't recall seeing the intro. Maybe I'll remember it when I...
Okay, well, let's get into game and I'll cue that up while we do this. Again, like we said, it's not over yet. I don't want to make it sound like it is, but thank you everybody who's joined us so far today. It's been a lot of fun. Again, I hope you hit that follow button so you can always come back for more in the future as we get here into game number 4. First game number 4 of the day, too.
Yeah, that's not hard considering it's only our second best of 5.
This is a really long intro, though. So hang on one sec. I'm gonna rejoin if you'd invite me. I'm gonna play the intro, and then you need to count to like 5 or 10, and then hit go. Okay?
Okay, just play the intro. I'll stop.
Okay, but you gotta re-invite me first.
Yeah, I'm trying. I did do it like 3 times. Barnet really likes to lag when this happens.
Do I need to reload? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it just takes forever.
All right, guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna play the intro now. We'll see you for Acolyte in game. Oh wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. All right, see you guys in game.
No.
All right, guys, we're back. It's game number 4. First game number 4 of the day. $100 still on the line here, and he's fighting back. In the top right, we've got the red Terran player, HeroMarine.
Don't even
Modes and blah blah.
on the intro.
That's a great intro.
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. I loved it. Yeah. Bottom left hand side. You have to say something before you spin off the map with this intro. Stephano, bottom left hand side, lose it. I thought you were about to spin away out of the edges of Acolyte there.
Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of like an Easter egg. I'm just gonna give away here. All the like Japanese looking letters are just our mod names, which is I was really happy I could do because it's like a small shout out to our mods, right? I can't normally do that. Terminator wants to have you joining for the last series of the day. You know what, dude? I will let you know when we get into it. I can't answer that now because we've been having some tech issues, and having you join might complicate things. I don't want to say no, but I'm not saying yes just yet. Of course, for those who don't know, Terminator is like the only Patreon I know who subs to my max tier, which is the ability to spectate live one of the games, one of the series of his choosing once a month. So again, I'll get back to you after this series. I'll see where things are at here because yeah, we bled some frames out earlier, and I don't want to do that again. But anyways, HeroMarine bringing this back in such a big way because I thought, man, this could be 3-0. He took so much damage on the command center. Things are going to be terrible. Stephano, he's so good with his lings, and he was, admittedly. but that wasn't enough. And on a map like Acolyte, HeroMarine actually gets to take a safer pocket third, or natural, excuse me. I'm used to saying third because that's what Zergs do, right? Like Stephano's doing. And he's got a full wall off to protect it. So no early game shenanigans, no delays on the command center, no messing up his supply timing. HeroMarine will actually get to play this one out, and we'll see if he can play it just as good.
Looking forward to see what happens on Acolyte, because this could be like one of the longer maps of the day.
Maybe. I don't think anyone's gonna beat the Optimus Clem series, which again, I feel blessed
really
that we got to
long,
watch that. That was awesome.
It's like 33 minutes, right? Like, it was actually really long. I forgot.
That, and you got like Beastie's Battlecruiser game. Man, like we had some really fun games today.
Yeah, it's been mad. I completely forgot about Optimus. We actually casted so many series here.
Yeah, and of course, like again, guys, even without that subscriber money coming in, because September got delayed, feels bad, man. It's still like $600 we got to pay out to the players. This was like a monthly finals, all in one nice package. Of course, it's pretty much just the Clem, Stephano, and maybe a little bit of Bly show, but hey, money's money.
You still got a laser to come in, maybe save the day as well. He could take some money home.
So that's what I was thinking, right? A laser's amazing at ZvZ. You know, he's been the thorn in Snoot's side for years at this point. If Stephano wins this, that could be a very interesting TVZ finals. If HeroMarine wins it, I actually think it would be a little bit less crazy, but it's still a good matchup. I don't know. I'm excited for it one way or the other, and I hope these guys are awake enough to play for it, because again, this is going a bit later than I had wanted this to go for them. Hashtag Europe problems.
Yeah, man. It's getting late here. Not to say though. They're gamers, man. They're pro gamers, right? They always stay up late. Sleep schedule is nothing in their life. Sometimes.
I was gonna say, most of the pro gamers I know actually aren't like that.
Yeah. So some of them are. Not like terribly bad, like staying up all night, but not a lot. I don't think many of them go to bed at like before midnight, right?
I'm in bed 8 o'clock, tucked in every single night. My name's Neeb, and that's how I'm a champion. I don't actually know when Neeb goes to bed, guys. I just want to put that out there. I know I did a great impression of him, and you may have thought that was him, but I just want to make it clear for everybody.
I was wondering how you got Neeb into our private Discord for a second. Oh, that queen! That's pretty sick. Go on the damage queen force, soak the mine, hit the marines as well. That was nice.
It's a good deflection as Stephano too, because had that killed the Spore Crawler, would have given the medevac a lot more maneuverability and made that attack last a lot longer and be a much bigger headache to deal with. So again, losses are taken, but acceptable losses.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely within the scope of damage you can take against an attack like this, so Stephano doing just fine. We've seen Armory on the way up here from HeroMarine, maybe looking for some Hellbat-based action soon. I wonder, actually, he's on 4 gases. Is he going to play mech? He is.
Ooh, I like HeroMarine's mech. Mostly because I like his Hellion skins. He actually combos them with the war chest skins. I know it's a silly thing to excite myself about, but I like it. And I did it too. I copied it. Oh, I'm so cool. I'm HeroMarine. No, but like the like elite ones or whatever, like the Nova tricycles, like they look cool in their own right. I like these Hellions so much more. Like this feels more like what a Hellion should be, Mad Max style.
Yeah, I think that's the best skin they've ever, honestly.
I haven't heard McDonald's before. HeroMarine's dining out at McDonald's tonight, guys. Yep, let's give it a follow-up. That tank's gonna go down unless he medevac picks it up. Nope.
Damn, the medevacs are currently in the process of dying. The Blings do get cleaned out by the Marines, though. It's only really the Queens left to fight this, so...
God, transfuses are annoying.
A little bit. Yeah, it's always like, aha, I'm gonna kill absolutely nothing but waste 50 and bad face.
I mean, it's...
You know what it is? It's like, it's when you think you're gonna kill everything and the transfuses are, save everything, then you just go ace SS.
No, you know what it is? Oh, God. Best emote. You know when you're walking up the stairs and you're not really paying attention and you kind of get that phantom step at the top because you thought there was one more?
Yeah.
That's like killing a queen, but then it transfuses. And you're like, oh, okay then. Whoops. I hope no one saw that. I like the transfuses. Asa says, let's get some copy pasta here, guys. How do you transfuses? This is fine.
This mode is way too good. I don't believe you just made this by accident on me.
I know, our amazing drawing contest yesterday, dude. It's
it wasn't even a contest, it was a whitewash. I had no hope.
I'm actually surprised the little tiny flag shows up on it. When I scaled it down, I figured it'd be like too hard to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's so funny. It's my new favorite.
Alright, well, we got Thor's coming out of HeroMarine, which is actually a little bit weird to see, because I don't think a lot of Europeans do the Gumiho style of playing mech, where you take 2 Thors across the map ASAP. In fact, the fact that he's not already gone kind of indicates that that's the case. I like it when we see that. I think Gumiho had a lot of success with it for good reason, and even Hydralisks couldn't deal with it, as that is the common go-to. So it's I feel like a missed opportunity for damage, but keep in mind, guys, Thors, the beauty in them is that they have a lot of base armor now. No matter what's hitting them, it's not killing them very quickly, so they can take hits from Hydras. They can be in the front lines for the Lings and the Banelings, and of course, body block for all those Hellions that don't want to die to Banelings. But mech it is, and a lot of tanks going to be coming out with a lot of upgrades. Will make these very good against Hydras.
Look at the rush, though, from Stephano into Hive Tech. His Hive's about to finish, Spire on the way. I imagine he just wants to try and rush out some Broodlords here or something, alongside some Vipers, and just try and... Yeah.
I'd say Broodlords are certainly an option. I think the Vipers are why you would rush the Hive, personally, but...
but then why the Spire?
I think Aspire just because you need it, but I don't think rushing Broodlords is actually a great idea, because the problem is you're not going to have that many early on, and Thor's in single target mode with a couple of Viking shots destroy Broodlords.
No, if they get abducted.
That's true, actually. Abduct is like the most tilt-inducing thing.
Yeah, it's like, look at my unit. That's really there it goes.
Its range is like insane. I wish they would nerf the range by like 1 even, and I think I would be a lot less tilted by Abduct.
I really feel like a 4 shouldn't be able to be abducted. Like, is a Viper really that strong?
Is a Thor really that heavy? This could be all hollow, dude. You don't know. I mean, if they can't walk on Zerglings to kill them, how can they possibly be heavy enough for a Viper to not abduct them?
Okay, okay. I mean, fair enough. You've made a good point. I mean, it just looks silly.
Actually, what I kind of wish would happen is, like, with bigger units, like a battlecruiser, for example, when it dies, it should do what the NORAD does, or like what Stukov's ship does, and crash into the ground and deal damage to units underneath it. Or like a Thor, if it gets knocked over, same deal. Like a small AoE around its death.
Yeah, that'd be actually really cool.
Oh boy, a lot of Hellions.
Add a whole new thing into the game. Yeah, there's a scary push from HeroMarine, maxed out, pushing down this south side of the map with mech play. But you gotta remember, HeroMarine, you know, Stephano's got the Vipers up, he's got Hydra Bane, which is what he wants, and oh my god! Those blinding clouds are absolutely huge all over every single siege tank.
Yeah, but siege tanks, well, I take that back. Never mind. The Hellions were doing a great job trading to the top for a time, but then the blinding clouds lasted just like a little too long.
I mean, HeroMarine was so clumped up there, and suddenly Stephano's just crushed that first wave, and mech is not the sort of composition you get, you know, you can... I don't know, like, once you get momentum against mech, sometimes it can be very hard for mech to actually get it back, because it just takes so long to reproduce, especially after a fight like that. It could be pretty difficult. So for now, HeroMarine looks as though he is going to be okay, but Stephano now has time to build up into however, you know, whatever he wants, however he wishes. Let's see what he gets up here.
A little bit of a run by over here on the left. Fun fact for those who don't know, if you have even just like 1 armor upgrade on Hellions, you can transform the Hellbats while getting attacked by Spine Crawlers and out DPS the Spine Crawler.
Big fight though, top side. Hydras spreading themselves out, the tanks are down, it's just the Planetary Fortress that remains.
He holds on through the Blinding Cloud, and that Planetary's got 15 kills on it. This will push Stephano back.
But it's also that situation where, again, like, he pushes Stephano back, but he's lost a lot of his kind of ground-based army that's meant to hold this off. So while Stephano's rebuilding very quickly, HeroMarine isn't making any progress in his army. It's very kind of stagnant as to, okay, I've got 4 tanks up, you kill them off, and then you attack again, I've only got 4 tanks again. So HeroMarine, I feel like he's struggling a bit. We'll see what the next fight of Stephano can do, but I feel like Stephano might have his number right here.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Stephano's got control of the game. The supply count for HeroMarine is not bad overall, but the army supply is lacking. And I feel like unless he can keep those Vipers from getting his blinding clouds off, the tanks just, no matter how well spread they are, they're not going to stand a chance. That's why he's left half of them on siege so he can move them. I love it, but if ducks go off, not blinding clouds, and tanks get picked off immediately. Blinding cloud comes down to the backside finally. Planetary's going to try and hold. This is the best place for HeroMarine to possibly take a fight, but it still might not be good enough. No repairs on the Planetary. I think that's it. Base goes down, army crumbles, and Stephano looking to take the 3-1.
Yeah, he's going to keep on pushing through, and this time HeroMarine will just not be able to hold on. Love what you mentioned about, like, leaving the tanks on siege to try and avoid the blinding cloud, but the reality is Stephano still just had too much. HeroMarine lost way too much in the earlier fight, and Stephano is our king. 2 series back-to-back, $200 in his pocket.
But he's got one last game to go through, so I will make sure the players know that the current prize pot for the bonus on the king is at $92 right now. If you guys want to increase the prize pot, the bonus that the king will get at the end of the day, you have to subscribe is the only way to do it. We're not accepting donations for this. We're doing this specifically for subscriptions. It sucks because there's supposed to be a 50% off deal for while we were doing it, but for some reason it got delayed. I'm sure Twitch probably had some sort of internal thing they had to fix. It sucks because it doesn't time out well with what we're doing, but hey, it's gonna last for the whole month, so you'll probably see Wardy and myself back later on in the month trying to do the second better version of this.
September 2. The September. I like the September, and I like that one. Someone
the Septembering.
Yeah, that was from the chat. September 2, when you can actually sub for cheaper, for half price, etc.
Okay, well, we gotta go sort things out logistically here. We're gonna put the score screen up, we'll play some ads, and we'll see you guys here in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Be back soon.